Hi guys, my name is Nicole and today I'm making this video to kind of give you guys a backstory to a new series of videos I am planning on uploading in my channel. So following this video being posted, I am planning on doing a series about my journey to our rainbow baby, hopefully our second live child. So I wanted to kind of give everyone who is watching those videos a little bit of a backstory so they know what led up to the new videos that I will be posting. So this is going to kind of go over the last 3 or 4 years of us trying to grow our family, and I just wanted to share that with you guys so that everything else going forward makes a little bit more sense. So if you've been watching my channel, you do know that I have a little boy, and it actually took us 19 months of actively trying to conceive him. I did end up getting a referral to a fertility specialist, but at that point in our lives there was a lot going on, so we didn't end up actually going to see a fertility specialist. But we did end up getting pregnant, thankfully. I do have irregular cycles, so that was contributing to our issue of trying to get pregnant. During that 19 months, I did not have as much knowledge about my fertility as I do now. Since it took us so long for us to get pregnant with my son, after I gave birth, we never got back on any type of birth control, and we never did anything to prevent pregnancy for a few reasons. One being that I really didn't think that we were going to just get pregnant super easy because of the fact that I have such irregular cycles. I just don't think I was like ovulating. And then the other reason is because I was breastfeeding, and I wasn't just like breastfeeding and like bottle feeding sometimes or like pumping. I was exclusively breastfeeding, which can make it take longer for your cycles to return, which then could make it take longer for you to get pregnant. With all those things, if something would have happened and we would have ended up pregnant, I would have been completely content with that. I wouldn't have had any issue because we were planning on having more kids. So I did not want to do anything to prevent that, or even maybe make it take longer for us to be able to get pregnant again. When my son was around 9 months old, we decided that we would start actively trying again. Just because it was getting closer to his first birthday and we didn't know how long it would take for us to get pregnant, and I was able to conceive again within 7 months of us actively trying for our baby number 2. Unfortunately, that pregnancy ended in a missed miscarriage, and it was around 9 to 10 weeks is what they were thinking that I lost the baby. So I ended up having to have a whole another thing involving that, which maybe at some point on this channel I will make a video of how that whole pregnancy went through and what happened and what they do in those kind of situations when you have a miscarriage, because it's a little bit different than a normal miscarriage. So at some point I may share that on here, but that happened in January is when I found out that we lost the baby. After losing my pregnancy, I did have a long discussion with my OB and kind of explained to her what was going on in my cycles leading up to me getting pregnant, and even before I had my son, I kind of was talking to her about what my cycles are like and what's going on with me, and she was thinking that I am anovulatory. I think that's how you say that. Basically, that I don't ovulate on my own, and I rarely ovulate, and that's why it takes me so long to get pregnant. And she was kind of explaining to me that if your body is not doing what it's supposed to do on a regular basis, there's a chance that the egg that you are ovulating is not a good quality egg. And then if that egg does get fertilized and implants in your uterus, there's a higher chance that that pregnancy could lead to a miscarriage like I suffered, because the egg quality is not as good as it should be. So she recommended that I take Clomid to help induce my ovulation with healthier eggs, rather than my body doing it on its own where it's not giving me a healthy quality egg. She isn't concerned that I can't get pregnant on my own or that I need to go to a fertility specialist at this point, because I have been pregnant twice and I was able to get pregnant on my own. But she is worried that my quality of eggs might not be as good. So she wants me to try Clomid for 3 cycles, and then if I do not get pregnant or I have another miscarriage, then she is going to give me a referral to a fertility specialist. So the next few videos I want to share on this channel are going to be me tracking my very first Clomid cycle. I want to have a good record of everything that happened during this cycle. Whether or not I get pregnant, I want to be able to look back and say, hey, these things worked for me, these things didn't work for me, and kind of see what happens when, see if I do ovulate when I ovulate, because that's something that I don't do very often. And when I do ovulate, I ovulate later in my cycle, and I want to have a good record of what is going on in my body, especially if I do end up going to a fertility specialist. I want to be able to show them, this is everything that I've been trying, this is everything we've been doing, this is if I am ovulating, if I'm not ovulating, and where we go from here. Especially with me having a miscarriage, it gives me a lot of anxiety about, even if I can get pregnant, what happens my next pregnancy. And this seems to be a way that I can kind of control a little bit of what's going on with me, because there isn't much you can control when it comes to trying to conceive or pregnancy or labor. So I am just trying to keep myself sane during this process. Anyways, if you've made it through to the end of this video, I really appreciate you listening to my story, and I hope you find this interesting, and maybe you'll stick around and watch my journey as I try to conceive our rainbow baby, and hopefully my little boy will have a brother or sister one day. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.